art is a soaring exercise of the human imagination, and it has the power to change an entire nation, and even better when it brings people together. Hello and a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Madonna Teixeira, your host for the event. On behalf of Tecno Mobile, I am delighted to extend a warm and hearty welcome to our beloved partners, people from the media, the Tecno family, and each and everyone present here. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedules and being here today for the grand launch of Phantom V Fold 5G, the first ever foldable smartphone from Tecno Mobile's flagship Phantom series. Well, this revolutionary device is all set to bring about a change in consumer tech landscape. Proudly made in India with stunning designs, innovative designs, and cutting-edge technology. Well, I will move ahead and tell you more about it, but before that, let's take a look at what brand Tecno is all about. All eyes on the screen.
In a digital world full of innovation, we strive to progress and push boundaries, turning big ideas into reality by creating stylish, groundbreaking products that set trends and connect our dynamic consumers so they can create extraordinary moments together. Tecno, stop at nothing. Since 2013, we have accelerated our investment, driving innovations across our business with a simple mission of becoming the world's most admired technology brand by developing cutting-edge technologies to create modern, stylish products and services for progressive individuals. This pursuit has driven Tecno to become a global brand with operations in over 70 countries spanning 5 continents. Our journey began with smartphones, and fundamental to this was launching products with market-leading camera capabilities paired with unique designs. We've taken camera technology to the next level, launching our in-house imagining lab, TIVAS. Using thousands of sample images from over 100 countries, we have established the industry's largest database of skin tones. Combining this with our advanced hardware and software innovations, our smartphones capture beautiful, accurate pictures in the most demanding conditions, so our consumers can express themselves in unique ways. We have also made breakthroughs in AI voice recognition, visual perception, and 5G communication. And by combining these technologies with our original designs and material innovations, we have created unique products infused with art and fashion, empowering our consumers to lead an active, modern lifestyle. At the forefront of our smartphone portfolio are the Phantom and Camon series. Phantom is our pioneering premium sub-brand, featuring best-in-class technologies, whilst the Camon combines a professional camera experience with an artistic modern design. Finally, we have the Spark and Pova series, tailored towards dynamic Gen Z consumers and gaming fanatics. At Tecno, we are also building a digital ecosystem, including smart personal, smart business, smart home, and smart accessories, so our consumers can stay connected both at work and at home. To fulfill our mission of becoming the world's most admired technology brand, we have built an ecosystem of over 400 commercial partners, and we are supported by a network of 160,000 plus retailers, making Tecno products accessible to everyone. At Tecno, we are also committed to giving back to society, working with a range of organizations to provide more opportunities for higher education and empowering local communities to build better homes. But we don't stop here. By establishing local manufacturing centers, we are creating new jobs and improving the welfare for many of the world's emerging regions. And now, more than ever, we are committed to protecting our planet, ensuring our entire business is working towards a sustainable future. Building a stylish, innovative tech brand is a relentless pursuit. But at Tecno, we always have one eye on the future. As we enter our next chapter, we continue to stretch our imaginations as we progress and consider new possibilities for our future. There are virtually no limits to what's possible. Tecno, stop at nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for that super sensational journey of a brand with futuristic approach that always focuses on innovation, technological advancements, creating devices that are not only stunning, but cut above the rest. And even better, making technology accessible to all, and as the core value says, stop at nothing. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, we all have gathered this evening for the launch of yet another astonishing device, Phantom V Fold by Tecno Mobile. Well, this device has stunning designs and is made with latest technology. Thus, it makes it an exceptional device of high caliber. And it is all set to redefine consumer experience and revolutionize foldable smartphones, the segment of foldable smartphones in India. Well, when I speak about a device of such high caliber, it most definitely requires special introduction, right? And who can do it better than a man when it comes to the word technology? He knows it all. Well, as a technology journalist and the managing editor of NDTV, he has hosted many technology-driven shows, and he has mastered the art of storytelling around technology. Not only that, he has not only created a niche for himself, but he has set unprecedented parameters as far as technology is concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, a man who needs no introduction, please put your hands together for our very own tech guru of India, Mr. Rajiv Makni. Good evening, Rajiv, over to you.
Thank you so much. I love the fact that the introduction was 1 minute and then you said we need no introduction. So that's always a good start. And the second good start is that thank you so much for that introduction. But you know, the best part about these introductions is that you are always asked by companies like Tecno saying that what would you like to be introduced by? So you write your own introduction, फिर आप भेज दो, then you feel very good on stage when everything is said about you. So thank you. And by the way, great name, Madonna. I was really expecting you to break into song, but maybe when you come up on stage next, okay? All right, okay. So, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for being out here. I'm thrilled to be here, but let's address that major question that everybody has in their mind. What do they call it? The elephant in the room. And that elephant is, why should I be doing this, right? I mean, this is usually done by brands themselves. We have great people from Tecno who should be doing this. It's because I actually lost a bet. So let me tell you the story. There is a story behind why I'm on stage. And the story is this. I was at MWC. I met up with the big wigs, Arijit, Stephen, and they were showcasing the phone to me. And I have some things to talk about the Fold phone, and I'll be talking to you about all of that also. So I'll tell you what all I was speaking to them when I saw the phone. So I said that, look, I'm a big advocate of Fold phones. Folding phones for me are the future. There is no way that this is not going to become something which is going to be hygiene in the future. One of the sayings that I always have is that once you go fold, you can't go back. And that is true. Live with a folding phone for a month. Going back to a normal phone feels like you've just gone back to a feature phone from a smartphone. And it's really true. It really does happen. But my overall thought process about folding phones is a little bit more technical, which is that, Cyber Media Research released a report today or yesterday about the fact that folding phones will year on year increase 63%, which means that's more than premium phones that will actually increase year on year. So that's quite an incredible one. Unfortunately, this is being live streamed, so Cyber Media Research, you're absolutely wrong. The reason you're absolutely wrong is that your number is very, very low. 63% is not the number you're going to get to. I think year on year, the growth is going to be somewhere near 80 to 90 to maybe even 100%. And the reason is that why would you not want a folding phone? So just so that we keep this very, very interactive, let me find out from you, besides the Tecno Fold, which some of you may have experienced, has anybody used a folding phone here? Just raise your hands. Okay. So I'm going to ask you, the one in the very nice striped jacket. So do you think that you can go back to a normal phone after a folding phone at all? Right. Now let's talk to somebody who's not using a folding phone and why. So I just met Irshad just before this event started. Irshad, where are you? Yeah, so Irshad, use your lungs. I'm not going to get a mic to you right now. Okay, so use your lungs. You've come all the way from Pune. You've come from a non-polluted city to this city, so you still have your lungs left. So tell me, one reason why you think people have not switched to a folding phone, the main reason? Expensive, price. That's the main reason. And that's what I was talking to Arijit and Stephen out there, that if you can break that, 1.5 lakh, 1,60,000 rupee price point and yet give a very, very innovative, better than the competition product, then this is going to change the entire market. And the only thing is that you have to introduce it at a very aggressive price. So the bet I've lost is that Arijit said, Rajiv, you've got to come here on stage if you lose that bet, because I will show you a price that you will not believe. Arijit, I've done the first part of the bet. The second part, you have to introduce a price no one will believe, okay? So that I will leave to you. So now let's find out from someone who says he will never use a folding phone. Sharun, you're here? Sharun, okay, tell us. You always tell me you'll never use a folding phone. Why is that? No, so that means what? You drop your phone too often, right?
Because I drop my phone a lot.
Okay, so then the problem is not the folding phone, the problem is you, yes. Right? Okay, yeah. All right. So therefore, price is one. One of the other things people say is bulk, right? When you fold it, everybody asks me, isn't it too bulky when you fold it? So once again, I think it's been taken care. This is the thinnest of the lot. So I am very gung-ho about folding phones. I lost the bet. Arijit has promised an incredible price. I am also, and this you can quote me on this one, I am also predicting that the total number of folding phones as a percentage in the market in about 3 years from now is going to be between 20 to 30%. That's a big number because right now we're at literally single digits and a very low single digit. But I am very confident because why would you not want a larger screen which folds into half and still fits in your pocket? Why would you not want a split screen experience? Why would you not want a better battery life? Why would you not want a phone that can do 3 or 4 times more, make it more efficient? I mean, the way I use a folding phone, for me, the lifesaver is most of my work, email and WhatsApp. Right? I can open both on a split screen and literally transfer things from one to another without ever getting out of both those. Email, WhatsApp, always open something from one to the other. That in itself is the game changer for me. So many more reasons. The media is so much bigger. Pictures look amazing. We're going to meet a lot of people who talk about their experience. But that's my overall thought process. One, why I'm here. Second, why I'm so absolutely gung-ho about folding phones. But let's now talk about the Tecno phone for show, the phone that is going to be launched today. So let's take a look at this. A brand new design for the Phantom V Fold. So let's take a look at, these are of course, I think all the phones that Tecno has. I think the video spoke about all of these, and some of these I'm sure many of the people in the media have reviewed it, and of course everybody in those very awesome smart black shirts are obviously very, very familiar with it. Now, this is about innovation, the Phantom, and everything else that they've done. Let's move on to the actual Phantom V Fold. What are the big reasons why this phone is actually quite amazing? The design, I'll talk about it, the stellar camera, the display, as well as the performance. Now you're thinking 1, 2, 3, 4 things. Even if he talks for 3 minutes on each, that's 12 minutes of your life that you're not going to get back. Believe me, that's not going to happen. I'll be done in the next 3 or 4 minutes because I want to do a lot more than just talk about the phone. So these are the 4 main reasons why this really is fantastic. So let's go with the first one, the design, right? So the best part about the design, so many things. Let's take a look at the video and then I'll talk about it. Everything looks fantastic when it's shot like that in slow motion with fantastic 3D animation. But for those who've not tried out this phone, you must take a look at this phone in your hand. Thin, beautiful back cover, environmentally friendly. They've used recycled products out there, cosmic-inspired main camera and back panel design. Spectacular, almost like the universe in your hand when you have the back panel with you, right? So it looks absolutely fantastic. The part that I really like is the hinge, okay? So this is the screen ratio that I'm going to be showing you. So this is the largest 7.85-inch screen phone that is available. I think the competition is much, much smaller. Makes a big difference because the larger you go, the other big advantage is that while the inside folds out to a much bigger screen, one of the biggest disadvantages with a folding phone is that a lot of people say the outside is too narrow to use. Automatically the outside also becomes much wider, much more usable. In fact, it's very, very easy to use. So the screen ratio is also something that is fantastic, which I'm going to show you right now. So competition product, I'm sure we all know which one, and the Phantom V Fold has a true 21:9 also. You can actually use it also for movies and everything else in tent mode, which looks fantastic. So now let's talk about a little bit more about this part. The fact that you've got LTPO and a dual curve design, very easy to hold. Everything on this just looks a little bit better because you've got a 120 hertz refresh rate screen on this, which again is a bit of a game changer for outside and inside. I'm sure every one of you knows the advantage of a 120 hertz screen. It is a big deal between 60 hertz and 120 hertz. Everything from multimedia to gaming to just your refresh of even apps as you're scrolling is much, much faster. But then we go into what I think is the best part about the phone, the brightness. Now, mostly, I think the greatest problem that we have is always going to be about the fact that when you have a screen that is not bright enough out in the sun, it's going to fade out. And if it's that big a screen, it's going to be absorbing that much more sunlight. And this one has some serious nits. We'll talk about that also. But again, let's talk about when it's folded and unfolded. Like I said, Irshad said, one of the biggest reasons why someone will not buy it, a folding phone, is the price. It's astronomically high. The second is always going to be that once it's folded, is it very bulky in your pocket? A lot of people shy away from it. This is the thinnest that you can actually go. And 6.83 mm when unfolded is seriously thin. I have this joke I always use with phones that, could I shave with it? So this is one of those where I would use that joke in my review that I could shave with this one. And that's the hinge design that actually moves towards. The hinge design is also the reason why it is creaseless. Now, I know every single company, whenever they have ever launched a folding phone, always say no crease, and then when you actually hold it in your hand, you're like, why there's this big fat crease on the screen? But once again, try it out. There is virtually creaseless display, which looks really, really fantastic on this one. You can see something right in the middle versus this one, where the screen crease, you can see the numbers, and also the hinge has been tested out for 200,000 times in a lab. So if you open and fold, close this phone maybe 40, 50, 60, or even 100 times, do your calculation how many years the hinge is actually rated for. Then, of course, I spoke about the back material. It's eco-friendly, sustainable, skin-friendly, made from plastic waste. 2 colors out there also. And now let's move on to usually the biggest compromise with a folding phone, and that is the camera, right? So I think here is where Tecno, using their Camon and everything else experience of doing, way better cameras at a particular price point, have gotten all that out here. The camera on this is really, really good. So, okay, so those are the cameras on this. We've tried it out. We've been playing around with this for quite a while. We've got some great results. Once again, I'm sure there are demos of this entire thing out there. Do try it out, especially try it out even in lighting like this. You'll see very less noise, and you'll see some really good portrait shots on this. The selfie with the rear camera actually also works really, really well. Fantastic because of the kind of angles you can use it. We have a very famous photographer who will join me. He'll talk about his experience with this phone also. So the camera is something they've done a really, really good job with. Capture the best of you is an interesting way to put it. And then, of course, if you've got a phone of this caliber, flagship, and you don't have a good performance, then it doesn't make sense. Of course, it's got one of the best processors you can get, which is a perfect balance between great performance, really good speed, and yet does not compromise on battery life, does not heat up the phone. Once again, we'll speak with Anku from MediaTek also about how they've achieved it, what special things they've done with this particular phone. And then you've got 12 GB of RAM and 512 GB of storage. This is an incredible experience to be able to have this combination in a folding phone, because once again, you don't want to compromise on that. Now, the good thing is it does have a great battery. Now, again, the competition has a much smaller battery. Makes a lot of sense for you. You usually would think that you've got a huge phone, the battery could be 10,000 mAh, but the amount of components that go into making a folding phone, a lot of it is taken up out there. So the fact that they've got the largest battery in a folding phone is a big deal. And then, of course, fully charged in 55 minutes is also good. But here's where I think is the game changer. You could have as big a screen as you want. And that is the greatest problem with all Android tablets, is that you can have a 12-inch screen, but what do you do with that 12-inch screen if the software is not optimized to use that big screen? We all are frustrated that an Android tablet is just a bigger phone. But the software experience on this is actually made. There are apps that actually will split. There are apps like WhatsApp and Twitter, where you can have tweets on one side, compose on the other side, and you can still carry on getting information on one side, and it really works well, and then you can do so much more with this.
The world is evolving. Rules are changing. The way you live, work, and play is transforming before your eyes. But with change comes opportunity and the future. There are no limits to your navigation. Your view is a wholly immersive digital world, a pristine cinematic marvel. For the things that matter most, happiness means more time. To aim for more than just the bare minimum. Unlock new levels of convenience, and more than more. Be adventurous, get your gears moving. When you are in the groove of efficiency, there is more space to unleash your creativity, your comfort assured. Push back at speed and brace for impact. The world is changing, and so are you. Evolving more. iOS 13 Fold. Tecno.
So as you can see, it's not iOS 13, it's for the Fold. They've specially gone out and made it, and more than 2,000 apps are actually optimized already for this. And you can do a lot of split screen and multi-windows mode. You can have more than one window open. Like I said, you can transfer information between them while keeping them all open. But the best part is that the apps are all also optimized for the fact that they are open on the outer screen. And whatever you're doing continues on the inner screen. So you could be on Google Maps, you want to get some more information. You could be on the inside of an app and you want to close the phone and just move on. It'll immediately move to the outside screen, and it's not that you have to relaunch that app again. I love that about folding phones. It really makes all what we do very, very efficient. This is how split screen and parallel windows would work. Okay, so, the multi-window effect, like I spoke about, the multitasking, you can launch 4 different tasks on one screen and actually be able to use them all. They're all active. You just to touch that window and you can go to that. Efficiency and the way you can be actually efficient is also a dramatic change. You can drag and drop anywhere you want. Like I said, file sharing is very easy. This is how I use it between an email and WhatsApp. You can drag things around, quickly send something off. So the point I was making is you can have a large screen, but if you don't use the large screen and all that real estate, what is the idea? So I'm glad that for a first generation product, this is such a mature product. And of course then, the after-sales service, 1,100 plus service centers. Okay, so, and the part that I think I am very, very proud of, and I think they had a factory visit, which of course Neeru did not invite me, and Arijit did not invite me for, is that they actually had a lot of journalists who were shown that this is made in India. I think it's it's not, I know you all applauded, but just think about it. In a world where they say the folding phone is now the most innovative, most difficult product to take out, how many companies have taken it out? This is the second folding phone. And this is a product that has been made in India. I am very proud. So just for the Make in India part, let's give Tecno a big applause. It's a very big deal. Okay, so that's me right now, but what I want to do now is move on to having 4 extraordinary people who've been using this phone, each for a very different category, and have them and have a very quick discussion with them. But this is going to be very interactive. I'm going to involve everyone from the audience also in this one. So can I please have my panelists on stage? Let me get everybody coming out here. Come. Come, sit. Yeah, whichever. I'm good. I was told in the morning by Arijit that I don't have any good or bad sides. So I'm happy whichever way you make me sit. So I'm sure, let me do the introduction. So this is Kamya Jani, of course, founder and editor-in-chief at Curly Tales. I love the kind of content that she puts out. Food is a favorite of mine, so love all that you do.
Thank
right?
you, Raj.
It's absolutely fantastic, and especially that brunch thing that you do every Sunday. I'm very put off that you haven't invited me on that as yet, for the food part, not anything else, right? Okay, so Kamya, I'm going to just start straight away, and I'm going to do an introduction with each of you and just throw the question also at the same time, and then I'll come and sit down. So, you've had this phone for a while, just as a content creator, I don't want to know tech specs. I don't want to, talk about any of those things. I want to just know from you your emotional reaction, time that you've spent with a phone like this, right? What did you feel? Opened the box out first time, unfolded this large screen phone. What did you feel?
Hi Rajiv and hi everyone. To answer your question, I wasn't expecting it to be the way it was, I saw the phone and it looked like any other phone, but the minute I opened it, it just gives you like a nice cinematic experience right in your hands. For a food content creator, I think before I eat the food, it's usually my phone who will have a visual test to it. And when I did that, I was really amazed, by how the food suddenly looked even more tempting through the camera.
That large, huh? The first time I used a folding phone and someone saw what I was shooting, they were shocked because we usually, this is what our viewfinder usually is, and this is like folds out to twice as, as big. So I think that's the first hit is big, right? Yeah. Right? How would you use this for your content? How would this be different from what you do right now with this phone?
So, other than creating content, because I do have a media platform, I'm constantly talking to my teams. I am, looking at the client feedback or even, coordinating with team, giving feedback on every video. You mentioned about multitasking. So I would do all of that on my laptop, right? Okay. Where I would have like control tab, switch to notepad, switch to the video, watch it. Here, I could watch the video and give the feedback at the same time. And that for me saved a lot of time. In addition to that, because I travel so much, I always have to carry my laptop around with the Excel sheets and the comfort of it, and I don't have to squint my eyes to my mobile phone. But then, of course, when I switched to this one, I realized that I don't have to carry my laptop anymore, so skip that security long queue that you have. And it just makes it so much more portable, durable, and it looks so good. It's so stylish to hold.
Yeah, so Arijit, you're about to launch your laptops in India, so you've lost a customer because of this phone. Okay, Konark, I'm going to bring you in. Konark Tyagi, I'm sure all of you know, is the consulting editor for technology at Jagran New Media. Konark, you were one of the people, unlike me, who was invited to the factory at Tecno, right? Tell us a little bit about the experience. I mean, did you go through that? I always, when it's not just, as I call it, one is greenwashing, one is India washing, right? Some companies say make in India, some actually make it, right? What did you feel out there? Because I saw your video, I saw the kind of coverage you gave. This is a true made in India, make in India product. What was your experience at the factory?
So first of all, thank you for having me here and great to be on this panel. The moment I entered the factory, as you mentioned, it is the second foldable phone in the world right now, right? Especially in India. It's being made in India end to end. The whole QC bit of it was something that really surprised me. So I've been to a lot of manufacturing units across the world, across India. One thing that really caught my eye in this factory was the fact that, if there's a 3-step process, hypothetically, to make a smartphone, right? Point A, point B, point C. And there's QC which happens after A, and then there's QC which happens after B and then C. What was happening at the Tecno factory was that there was QC happening at each and every minute detail as well. So there was QC at A1, A2, A3. For example, if they've just put in like the camera panel inside the whole chassis of the phone, after they've just joined in the display to the other thing, there was still a QC happening there. All of this at a global standard happening in our own country. I mean, as you mentioned at the start of this event, it's a very proud moment for us Indians to be having a global standard product being made here in India and also being made for the world. I mean, that's what Arijit told me at the factory visit as well.
And that's also a folding phone, which many other brands have not even had the adventurous thing to get into because it's a huge innovation leap. Right. But, I want to talk to you about software, right? I said, there's no idea having a large phone or a large screen unless it's optimized for it to be really efficient. मतलब बड़ी screen से क्या करना है अगर सिर्फ it's only showing everything bigger. I think it's a waste of space actually. What is your experience when you've used this product for a while now? The software experience, what did you think?
Yeah, I mean, we were discussing about this earlier as well. See, smartphones, especially folding smartphones, when you talk about app optimization, the whole OS that they've built for this particular phone, it's twice the effort, it's twice the R&D, because each and every app, you have to get in touch with the developers, you have to talk, do your R&D. There's so much going on because there's two displays in this, right? One for the normal orientation and one for the extended orientation. So how do you get all of these apps working perfectly in a first generation folding phone was the biggest challenge. And since I've been using this phone for the last 10 days as my primary device now, I'm blown away. I mean, because I've used other foldable phones as my primary devices in their earlier iterations, like the first generations and the second generations. There were a lot of bugs, there were a lot of issues. Being a journalist, I can, talk about all of this.
Sure, yeah.
But here, with the first generation of a folding phone from Tecno, I was very surprised about the fact that, apps weren't crashing. There was a big continuity between apps from the outer display to the inner display. I game a lot on my phone. So, I was playing this arcade game on the outside display. All of a sudden, I wanted to level up, go on to another level. I just opened the display and it continued over there without the app being reloading. It was not at all, a break in my gameplay, which can it can be a little
annoying.
An
interesting experience when you actually do that from the outer screen to the inner, and it just appears, becomes larger, almost morphs into something much, much bigger.
Correct.
Right?
And it's close to 2,000 apps that they've optimized for this, right? I mean, for the whole large screen experience on the inner display. And also more than 1,000 apps work in the whole PIP thing. So, I mean, as you mentioned, if you are at an event, so being a journalist, I get to cover a lot of events and then I have to tweet real time. And what happens in a normal conventional phone, right? You're looking at tweets happening as they happen in real time, and then you're thinking about composing them. So you end up creating drafts and, then going back, and then, you just end up losing out on your drafts and things like that. But here, with the picture-in-picture thing happening, I'm just tracking, okay, on the left-hand side of the phone, okay, this is happening, this is the price, these are the specs. And on the right, I'm composing my tweet at the same time. So, I mean, that's brilliant.
No, like I said, the optimization for a large screen for a first generation is very, very mature, I would say. I'm sure all of you also know Rahul Jangiani. He's a fashion and celebrity photographer, but strangely enough, you've never shot me till now, but we'll change that very soon. Rahul, I know my typical question to you should be, camera kaisa hai, kya kiya aapne uske saath? But first tell me, have you used a folding phone before?
Yeah, I have.
You've used a folding phone before. And then you got this one. Again, the same question I asked her. What was your emotional response? I don't ask tech journalists emotional responses because emotionally they are dead. But to you, I want to know.
Like the simplest thing when we're doing a professional shoot, you have really heavy equipment, you tether your camera to a screen, multiple screens. When I was shooting using the Tecno phone, I felt like, the screen just gives you a different experience. It gives you the experience of tethering into a bigger screen. So while you're shooting pictures, you get like a real viewfinder, you get a real big screen visual, which gives you a lot more clarity than you wasting that time from transferring pictures to a phone to a laptop and then trying to view it bigger.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that is very different. And obviously the screen quality is great, like you explained in the presentation, that the brightness really plays an important role. Because we shoot a lot outdoor while we're traveling, and most of the time your screen gets burnt out. So you really don't see what you're shooting. With the amount of time I spent with the phone.
1100 nits, it's absolutely fine.
And we were actually shooting in Rajasthan in really terrible heat, and the sun was really bright, but the screen was completely clear.
Worked, right? So anything else with the folding part of it? Tecno went pretty all out to make sure 5 cameras on
Correct.
a phone, very, very strategically placed everywhere. Anything in your experiences to do with something that you were able to shoot, which you were like, okay, wow, I couldn't have done this.
100%. So, the 5 cameras actually play a lot of role because it gives me a lot more flexibility in terms of shooting in different dynamic angles. So a small thing like I could put the phone on a self-timer on the floor and get a low angle image than me breaking my back and lying down on the floor. Because, half the time when we're shooting with heavy equipment, my back is ruined. So
Different
it gives
angles,
you a lot more flexibility. I feel like the phone is doing more of the physical work that you're actually supposed to be doing. Also just small things like, it gives me also a view from the camera, and also the model gets a view to themselves. So it just makes it a lot more easier for them to see as to what they're doing in front of the camera. And also it gives me a good viewfinder to see through while I'm shooting as well.
No, and also the fact that, they've done a good job with the cameras.
Yeah.
Anku, and, again, I think needs no introduction. Anku Jain is Managing Director for MediaTek India. a lot to do with a flagship phone like this will be about performance. And I did say the MediaTek processor inside this has this unique ability of great performance, doesn't eat up battery like anything, and runs cool, right?
Absolutely.
Have you done anything dramatically different just for this phone? Have you in Tecno worked on making this just happen right?
Yeah, I think there are two parts to this. One is, you mentioned in the slides that this phone is powered by MediaTek Dimensity 9000 Plus processor, which is a very efficient processor from computing power point of view and has very excellent battery life. And it's built on what's called 4 nanometer process, so which itself is very efficient, right? That performance you can see on the phone. When you look at the big screen, it's a left to right foldable phone.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing experience and amazing real estate which you can actually leverage. But what's inside is what we have done is we have technologies like HDR Plus, which gives very fast displays.
Mm-hmm.
We have MediaTek Mira Vision technology, which is again has amazing viewing experience, and Hyper Engine technology for gaming. So because there's so many applications that this phone can be used for, and the inherent technologies which MediaTek chipset has, that is really very useful for that use case. And of course, we have worked very closely with Tecno past few years, and also for this phone, to make sure that it has a seamless experience for the end user.
Okay.
We want to make sure that the testing, etc., has been top notch, so that when the user uses it, he really feels great about it.
Great. So, I've got great perspective from 4 very different people that have tried out this phone and everything they've done. I'm going to do a very quick fire round with all of you, okay? So, with you, Kamya, I want to know, now that you've tried this out, the quick fire is one to do with you, and the second is a common question to all, okay? What am I going to see from you, as one of your videos now, using this, which will be very obvious to me that you used the Phantom V Fold?
As a content creator, when you're traveling alone, you often have to rely on others, take my picture or ask and take favors from others. What I discovered is that you can just place the phone like that without having to ask anyone.
Prop it up because it has a fold, tent fold.
Absolutely.
This thing. Yeah.
So if you ever see my selfie videos, that's how I'm doing it.
Okay. And if someone's going to ask you for a recommendation, because once people see you with a folding phone, you'll always get this question. Would you recommend this phone to friends, to relatives, and why? One reason why.
Of course, I would recommend this phone for sure. And I don't have one, I have more than one reason. But okay, if you ask me to stick to one.
It's one.
A lot of people just claim that it's crease-free, but honestly, when I opened it, it's genuinely crease-free, and I was afraid to fold it, thinking I might just break it, but I have a daughter at home who tested its limits,
Oh, okay.
and it didn't break.
So Sharon, you may live again here, okay? Her daughter's torture tested it. Okay, all right. So the second question is the same. If someone comes up to you saying, listen, you've been using this for a while, would you recommend it? But my first question is again to do with everything to do with the features of this phone. Tell me the one standout feature that you think you've been using folding phones for such a long time. What's the one standout that you were very surprised by?
I think the continuity of the apps really stood out for me, because what happened in other foldable phones, every time you would switch from the outer display to the main display, the app would relaunch.
Okay.
Most of them would, right? But in this particular phone, the optimization of the OS, the Fold High OS that they have for this particular phone, that's done so well that, that's really a big standout for me. It helps me save time, and also, very similar to Kamya when we travel a lot because of events, and, sometimes you don't have a camera crew, so you have to self-shoot, so, that camera and that whole folding form factor will definitely come in handy.
So, the industry that is going to be the most hit with folding phones is going to be the shoe industry and the glass industry. I don't know if many of you know that even in hotels when I am shooting and I don't have a camera person with me, so I take my shoe out, I put it on top of a table, and I prop the phone into it's fantastic. It just props up absolutely right. Or you put it onto a glass, right, where just the camera facing out. So the shoe industry and the glass industry is going to really take a fall because folding phones will completely take over from there. Okay, and so will you recommend this phone? And this is one of those things where, they say there's a lift pitch. You find a person who wants to invest into your company. You have one thing you can say. What would you say to somebody who says, "So jaldi se batao, main kyun kharidun?"
Outer display is as good as an ordinary phone, as a normal conventional phone, right? That is a big point for me because in other foldables, bahar wali display बहुत narrow होती है, keypad is a little
The width
too
of this is really good. It almost is using a normal phone.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, that really works.
Great. That's a good USP. Okay, Rahul. Again, what am I going to see from you?
Yep.
that immediately say, "Haan, ye to 100% Phantom V fold pe shoot hua hai."
There's a really small example is that while I was the most important thing as a photographer is to capture the moment, right? So just the whole process of me taking the phone, because I thought the phone is going to be really bulky.
Yeah.
But the whole process of me taking it easily out of my pocket, unlocking the phone, going to the camera and trying to click the perfect moment was just really swift. So I think that's when the phone was sold to me.
That's the big
Yeah.
one. And what would be your elevator pitch of someone asking you, "Rahul, khareed lo?"
I think for a photographer, you have 5 different sort of cameras that you can use.
Yeah.
For a model, you have every sort of angle that you can shoot selfies with. So, for a content creator, it's great because you have a big screen, it's portable, it fits easily in your pocket. I think it's really user-friendly and great in terms of creating content.
Okay, great. So I'm not going to ask you whether you recommend it or not. I'm sure you're not going to tell people, "Nahi, mat kharido, MediaTek hai isme." So that's not going to happen for sure. So your question is totally different. I made a pretty wild prediction. At least people say it's very wild, that folding phones may be 20 to 30% of the market in 3 to 5 years. A lot of people say I've completely lost it. But I still hold on to that. And I made this prediction before even the Phantom V Fold, and if Arijit does do an absolutely insanely great price, it might be even more. Do you think I'm right or wrong on this?
I think it's, I would say you're right, because, first of all, you mentioned about that study which happened recently about,
Right.
63% growth year on year. But overall, there has been many surveys on that, that having a foldable technology is going to be the great innovation which will push the market ahead.
Right.
So there will be many surveys like that. And definitely as people start using this phone, they will start to understand about the usage of the real estate, the multitasking and so on. And, as an example, if there's because of course smartphone is a very powerful device, right? But at certain times you feel that it's not going to cut it. You need to open a laptop and do something on an Excel, as you said, Excel, or maybe read a big PDF file. You don't like to do it on a phone. So that's a use case where you will definitely,
Yeah, I think it's kind of makes
just using
a tablet or a
big,
laptop
real
a little
estate.
redundant unless you have something very major to do.
Right. So I think
most you can do.
the times you take out your laptop will reduce a lot. So I think that will, as people catch on.
Yeah, so one of the
yeah.
things that I always feel, and I'm going to leave everybody with this as a thought, is that when the first camera phones came out, most people said, why will I ever need to take a picture on my phone? Yeah, the cameras were not very good also at that time. When the first time people started gaming on a phone, people said, why will I look at a small screen and game? Look at the camera phone market, look at the gaming market today. I think folding phones will become hygiene in the future. You'll only think about which folding phone and which form factor.
And also, when you talk about 5G, this is a 5G phone, and you have things like cloud gaming coming up. And with a big screen, cloud gaming, that's an incredible combination.
And also the screens are fantastic, 120 hertz. So all of that is great. Please give this panel a big hand. This was very, very interesting to talk to all of them. Thank you so much, Anku.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you so much. Thank you. Madonna, I'm ready for your song.
Thank you so much, Rajiv. Thank you so much, panelists. And always you come with your flair, Rajiv. Can we have a huge round of applause for Rajiv, everybody? Well, ladies and gentlemen, now comes the moment we all have patiently waited for. Hold on to your breath. Do not blink because you really don't want to miss a thing. It's now time to experience the unveiling of Phantom V Fold 5G. It's time to go beyond the extraordinary. On the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's hit it. applause once again, everybody. It's time to go beyond the extraordinary, stunning designs with latest technology cut above the rest. And I'm telling you, it is the best. Oh, wait, hold on. What, you thought it's over? Not at all. We've got something super sensational that is about to walk on stage right away. Well, he is someone whose synergies matches exactly to the core of that of Phantom WeFold. This man, he sets the screen on fire. A versatile actor who has played multiple roles, be it a sperm donor, dream girl, या फिर Chandigarh में की आशिकी की. Yes, well, this boy, he has broken stereotypes. He has pushed the bar higher in Indian cinema with cutting-edge films like Article 15, Andhadhund, Bala and Badai Ho, and he is a powerhouse of talent. Ladies and gentlemen, make way for a superstar of his own league who is beyond extraordinary. There is no other like him. My favorite, loved by all, the super charming and talented Ayushmann Kumar.
अरे अभी अभी प्यारा सा चेहरा दिखा है, जाने क्या कहूँ उस पे क्या लिखा है। गहरा समंदर दिल डूबा जिसमें, घायल हुआ मैं उस पल से इसमें। नैना दा क्या कसूर, बेकसूर बेकसूर, नैना दा क्या कसूर, बेकसूर बेकसूर, नैना दा क्या कसूर, बेकसूर बेकसूर, ऐ दिल तो बता रे, नैना दा क्या कसूर, बेकसूर बेकसूर, नैना दा क्या कसूर, बेकसूर बेकसूर, नैना दा क्या कसूर।
Thank God यहाँ नहीं गिरा मैं. It is too dark. Good evening, everyone.
Well, thanks, Ayushmann, for always bringing that lovely energy that you always do. Well, after this superstar has walked on stage, it's now time for the superhero of Tecno to walk on stage. Please put your hands together for an exemplary leader, a believer, a visionary, a man who knows that nothing is impossible, who leads by example. Please put your hands together for the CEO of Tecno India, Mr. Arijit Talapatra. for which I would like to invite on stage once again Tech Guru Rajiv Makhne.
Entry as you got, all that lights off and everything. Ugly bar Tecno, I want the same one, number one. Number two.
It's nerve-wracking actually, because you don't see anything. You're just blinded by lights.
And the fact that this is coming out now, I think this is going to be our unboxing.
Wow.
So let's give that a big hand. Everybody in this audience is obviously madly in love with you, but did you notice you got no applause? Can I tell you why? No applause. मैं बताता हूँ क्यों? Because everybody had their hands on their phone. So applause has died out now because everybody wants a picture or a video. So two hands on the phone. So therefore, can we give him a real applause? Without phones this time.
Thank you for triggering that. Thank you.
You were a little surprised. क्या हो गया? Where's the applause?
इतना भी कम applause नहीं मिला था, but ठीक है, it's fine.
Chalo, so you know what you and me are going to do today, right? We're going to actually do an unboxing out here of this phone, right? So how does that feel? Are you all
It feels
set?
great. It's nerve-wracking also at the same time because I'm standing next to the tech guru, the gadget guru. So I'm semi-heebie-jeebies kind of stuff.
नहीं इसमें nervous की क्या बात है? I mean, the phone is great. You're great. I'm here. What could go wrong?
I'm a right-brained person. Okay, I'm an artist. Kalakar aadmi hu. So I don't know. You are the technical guy, so I'll try.
So we'll do it together. Listen, gadget guru, actor. I'll help him. Don't worry about it. We'll do it together. Come, let's do this.
Suno zara, sabar karo. Look at this box first.
अच्छा.
मतलब देखो यार, it's like this box itself. It's
Phones
like
out,
an
huh?
innovation.
So this part I didn't do. Carry on now. So starting reference था, but yes, where no phone has gone before, I think it's a much better one. Okay, 2 points to you, but I'm going to score back now. Let's get this out now. Like, let's open this out and actually show you what this किस्मत है. Like I said in my presentation, beautiful things, biggest and the fact that what should we call it? Like crease nahi aati isme. Uncreasable phone, is that what we should be saying? Is that what you think?
In fact, I got to know as I was talking to the brand people, they said that Hinge has undergone a lot of trials and a lot of folds and unfolds at least for 2 lakh plus times, and that's why this looks so seamless. It's just without crease virtually.
Tell me, Ayushman, I mean, what did you come here to just embarrass me? I'm trying to keep the unboxing simple. He knows so much of tech. 2,000 times the hinge unfolds.
2 lakh plus times.
Oh, sorry, 2 lakh plus.
Yeah.
So this is not going well for me at all. Yeah, I mean, so ठीक है. I mean, so listen, you're doing very well right now. I mean, that right brain is really doing some great stuff out here. So let's move on now to the next one, and that is the fact that this has so many things going for it. For instance, the fact that it's got this back, which has got recycled stuff. It's got a camera that is absolutely amazing. You know, 5 camera hai isme. that can actually work very, very well. You want to interrupt me and say something?
Yeah, let's stick to the back first. I think this is made of recycled fiber, 100% recycled fiber, and from what do you call material out of plastic waste. So it's environment friendly as well at the same time. कितना thought गया इसके पीछे?
You know, I'm not really understanding. एक बार Rishi Kapoor and me were on stage, and I danced a little, and he came onto the stage and said कि क्या मैं कुछ gadget guru show करता हूँ, तो मेरे पेट पे क्यों लात मार रहे हो? I think this is happening out here in reverse. कि if you're going to sound this techy and intelligent, then what am I doing here?
I was just fascinated by this phone. Of course, नहीं आप please करो. मैं अब नहीं बोलूँगा. I will not interrupt.
Let me get this audience back a little to me also, na? Okay. Now you listen. This has an incredible performance. Interrupt करना है?
नहीं, please go for it.
I'll carry on. Okay. Incredible performance, MediaTek processor, absolutely blazes through everything, rocket performance in every which way. You know, this is a phone that literally is on fire. Doesn't heat up though, but I mean it's on fire. I'm just getting nervous that you're going to say something now, right? Is there?
वो 1100 nits का जो brightness है ना, वो आपने mention नहीं किया, so I was just...
यार आप ही कर लो यार.
That was...
Madonna, can I just, I mean, you want to come and do this, you guys will do a better job. He's made, I said, listen, I'll tell you what, listen.
Thanks, Rajiv. Over to you.
No, okay, so even she doesn't want to do it. I think you're making everybody look.
The thing is, of course, this day and age, people watch content on mobile as well. This is the perfect one. इससे बड़ा screen नहीं देखा मैंने, which is like so cool.
I mean, actually,
and the brightness is amazing.
Look at this. I mean, all your movies will look so good on this. I mean, imagine.
Like, frankly speaking, when OTT came, we were like, इतना अच्छा camera मैंने cinematographer ने shoot किया है, and they're not watching on the big screen, they're watching on the phone. This is the phone they should watch the content on.
See, again, things that I should be saying, again, he's saying. So I'll tell you what, unboxing over. इतनी भी embarrassment नहीं होनी चाहिए life. I was supposed to be coming out looking really good in this, all my tech knowledge. So I'll tell you what we'll do from now on. You do the Gadget Guru show. I'll now give some super hit movies here. Okay, so we'll reverse roles.
It's of course you have your own niche. I have my own niche. Camera की आपने बात नहीं की जो.
He's not going to give.
Inner screen में 16 MP selfie shooter is.
How does he know all this? Yeah, I mean, this is impossible. You've really spent time with this phone, huh?
I have. I was waiting for you guys. मैं एक घंटा यही देख रहा था कि क्या चल रहा है इस पे. So really fascinated.
Okay, listen, give him a big hand. This is the best unboxing I have never done. Great, Irfan. Thank you so much. That was a brilliant unboxing. I have to say, you know a lot about this phone from the fact that the box is amazing, the screen is amazing, camera and everything else great about it, recycled materials, 1100 nits of brightness, and all...
21 GB RAM.
इसमें 12 GB RAM
है? 21. Plus 9 extra bhi. I think you're missing that.
Yes, he's right. I thought I'll be able to trip him on this one. But that's true with the RAM boost and everything else, Arijit, you have in this. It's 21 GB RAM. For that, he deserves a big applause. Yeah? I mean, how many people would know that 12 GB can be made into 21 GB? Fantastic for gaming. I'm trying to just recover my ground now. Fantastic for gaming. Fantastic for opening a lot of apps. Google Chrome, a lot of tabs as we all open and never close things. Fantastic for all of that. But listen, this is unbelievable. I want to do all my unboxings with you from now on.
So now to do a film on technology now. Especially on phone and phone addiction also at the same time. I think it's a great idea. Phone addiction पहले ही बहुत है, इससे ज़्यादा और हो जाएगी.
नहीं ये तो
21 multiply हो जाएगा.
नहीं वो तो हो जाएगा, लेकिन अगली बार जो है ना, you just do the unboxing on your own. I'll just keep giving you a thumbs up from the audience. We were right. You're totally right. I don't want to do this because that is amazing, the amount of tech knowledge that you have for this. I mean, you've really missed your calling in a second alternate career also.
आपसे ही सीखा है मैंने. Gadget Guru, come on. It's not the first time
we're
meeting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you again. Let's give him a big round of applause
for
an incredible unboxing.
What a cracker of a phone you've launched. Congratulations.
Great
Tecno.
Job. But there's a bet that I have to win right now. So when I started off, I told everybody that the reason I've come on stage is most of the other products in folding are 1,50,000, 1,60,000. Arijit told me, I'm going to shock you with the price. So I said, okay, I'll come on stage because this is great. It's a made in India product. that is going to be sold globally at a price that the competition is double of. But can it be around that much? I would be shocked. So, Arijit, can I have you back on stage for a price reveal? Can he do it? Let's find out.
Ayushman, maybe he knows all the answers.
I don't know this answer. We were guessing, we were way bad with guessing prizes, so aapko pata hoga answer, you know the real answer. So I should know it, I think.
The prize is actually, we say, let's stop at nothing beyond the extraordinary.
But Ajit, I have to find out from the audience if people can actually guess something out here. So remember, the folding phones, all the other competition, the launch price has already started off and it's been stopped. Great. So you had some X's, I think you saw 88, okay, on the last two. So 88 rupees at the end, though, I think we saw, right? So anybody else out here who can guess now, and don't go into some crazy freaky price, because remember, the competition is 1,50,000, 1,60,000. So anybody just a guess or what Arijit is about to do? Any guess? Come on, let's get one price from someone. 89,000, someone said. Okay. 79,999. Okay. We're playing the prices right now. Okay. But do they win the phone? That's the point. Okay, one more. So we've got an 89, we've got a 79. Okay. Anybody else? One more. What? 777. Mera mic has been shut off. That maybe I think that you should move to. All right. I think Arijit, all yours.
The prize will really surprise everyone. The prize is Penta 8, 88, 888. Believe me, this is a price of a flip phone, but we are selling a fold at a flip price.
That's great. And you have quite a few offers on this, right?
The offers will also surprise you because, again, beyond the extraordinary, all the early bird people who will book will get a 5,000 rupees of special gift. We don't stop at that. 1 year warranty is generally what any brand gives on phone. What a Phantom V Fold gives is 1 + 1 year warranty.
Okay.
That's really amazing.
Yeah. But I have a feeling usually when a person stands on stage with the hand in their pocket and their body energy is like this, don't you get that wo jo purana wala ek ad hota tha, ek baat to main kehna bhool hi gaya, kuch there's something.
कि बरातियों का स्वागत आगे मैं बोलूंगा नहीं, I can't name the brand, but yeah.
I have a feeling Arijit has something up his
Of
sleeve.
course,
Hai na?
100%.
I have a feeling.
Somebody was saying, I don't buy a fold phone because I'm afraid of breaking a display. So this is specially for you. If you break the display, first of all, very difficult to break a Phantom V Fold display. It's very strong. Just in case you break it, one time, free screen replacement within the first 6 months.
Wow, that is awesome.
We don't stop here. We pick the phone from your home and we deliver it back. Any pin code across the country, we do that. Also, what we really have is, we have a 24 months EMI, which is interest-free for our consumers, which is given by SDB. So that is also something which is really, really big. 24 months, no interest-free, 5,000 rupees cash back. So you name it and you have it. So many things. Plus a Penta 8 price point for a fold phone. I was speaking to Ayushman and he said that I request him, and I'm sure after this event, at least once he would like to try this phone.
Definitely, I will be taking this home and will be definitely using this phone for sure. Now onwards. I promise you that.
Free protective back cover. Though the back cover looks extremely, extremely good, but when you watch movies and all, you need a stand. So a back cover which looks extremely good, because when you are using a Phantom V, the back cover has to be as good as the phone. So this is a complete mix of all the things which is beyond the extraordinary.
Great, fantastic.
But one big thing that I want to also say for our Amazon consumers, the early bird price is Penta 7, 77777.
Somebody said that over
This
there.
is only for our Amazon consumers. Maybe some of our partners already know it.
So Arijit, you actually lived up to what you told me at the MWC, a price that even I wasn't expecting.
Absolutely.
That is absolutely fantastic. Congratulations on a great phone launch. Congratulations, Ayushman, that you now
Thank
are
you.
taking this back
Of course.
and use it. And thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Well, I think everything about this evening is extremely special. I would like to thank Arijit sir, Ayushman Khurrana and Rajiv. And now that Ayushman has done this grand launch, I would say this phone is going to only have Ayushman Bhava. Can we once again have a huge round of applause for them, everybody? Phantom We Fold, stunning designs, latest technology, and I'm going to reiterate what was said just a few minutes from now. Early bird offer, Amazon special, 77,777 from tomorrow onwards if you book it, and pre-booking prices from 22nd April onwards, 88,888. I'm actually waiting to go and book mine as soon as possible. And thank you so much, my lovely audience, for being here, for your active participation and patient listening. I hope you have some wonderful moments to take back, especially because we had a superstar who launched the Phantom We Fold. Once again, give it up for Ayushman Khurrana.
Thank you so much, everyone. It was a pleasure being here. Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much to the entire team of Tecno. It's a good one. It's a great one. It's a new experience. And thank you so much.
And since Ayushman, since Rajiv, since I walked in, he's like, Madonna, will you sing something? And I'm a